Chris, fantastic game, what can I say? How'd you feel after a result like that?
It's nice to get a win over them after they beat us 8-1 in their home rink. So, was it 7-5 it finished? They're such an improved team from last year, and they're not making it easy. But yeah, it's great to get the win on their home ice.
It really feels like over the last couple of weeks we've seen a different D-side team than what started the season.
Yeah, I think we had a slow start to the season and the team's starting to gel together now, and there's a lot more commitment. Players are back from injury and that, and everyone seems to be, coming to training and that, working hard, and we're picking up the bigger wins now. So
power play certainly working as well.
It's the strongest power play I've seen in a couple of years at D-side now. It's working really well, especially that first power play line, and we're picking up a lot of power play goals, and that's at the end of the day, that's what's going to win us games.
Keeping out the penalty box as well must be a key. That was an issue at the start of the season. Anyway.
It was. I think that was just lack of fitness and everything in training, and other teams are skating past us and we're taking stupid penalties. Whereas now, the fitness has gone up. We're 19 games into the season, are we? So we're doing well now, and discipline's there, and we're not taking the stupid penalties, which is obviously showing on the scoreboard, and we're winning games now.
You got 4 games now until the Christmas break. What are you going to do to get to that point?
I think the table's not going to lie. There's a lot of teams behind us at the moment, and we'll see exactly where we are up at the Christmas stage when teams are starting to catch up with the games. And I think we've played the most games so far this season, and we need to, keep the winning streak up, keep the points up, and get as high up the table before Christmas as possible.
Trying to keep that gap away from the likes of Widnes and these guys that are chasing you.
Yeah, we need to start beating, the teams that are lowest in the table and that, and make sure we stay above them on the table, and that's going to be tough. But the team's getting better each week, I think, and the wins will come.
Fantastic game tonight, real back and forth. Felt like the team maybe struggled a little at the start of the game to get going.
Yeah, I think we're finding that a few times this season, that we either get off to a flyer or we're a bit sluggish, and it takes us 5-10 minutes to get into the game, and sometimes that's costing us really. Yeah.
Certainly by the second period you were really into it, real back and forth, goal for goal, always answering back. What was said during that intermission that really got you guys fired up?
It was just Scotty saying to the lads, we need to get on top of them, we can give them as good as they give to us really, and not give them any space, and when we get up to the zone make sure we take the shots, and we'll get opportunities from the goalies really.
How do you build from this now, because you've got a few games left now before Christmas? What do you want to achieve going into that Christmas break?
We need more points on the board, I think, same as everybody else. We've got some double point away games coming up. We need to get something out of them now. If we can come out the both of them with victories, that's another 8 points on the board and keep us up and move us up towards the top of the table. So just need to keep going that way, keep getting the goals, keep getting the points.
Is this a different D-side team than you met at the start of the season then?
I think so, yeah. Obviously when they came to our place we ran away with things a little bit, and we always turn up in their own barn and put on a good performance, and we suffered for it today with the loss, but they worked hard for it and they deserved it.
Andy, a fantastic game of hockey tonight. I think the fans certainly got their money's worth out of that one.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting right up to the wire, but third period sort of won it for us, I think.
You were chasing those guys down in the Blackburn and certainly keeping them off the puck.
That's it.
Never knocked off you.
Paycheck, as they say.
Well, yeah. Never taking off your feet. Always stand strong.
Yeah, that's just. I like to play in the corners in their zone. It's all about Sunday afternoon, getting beat up.
So you got 4 games before the Christmas break now. Is this just about sort of widening that gap between Widnes and Blackburn?
I think ideally we want 4 wins, to be honest with you. We've just got to get momentum out of this game, bring it in next Saturday if we play Saturday. I'm not too sure of our schedule yet, but
well, three of those games are at home. Does it make much of a difference being in front of the home crowd?
Yeah, it always makes a big difference. Fans cheering for you, really sharing the pride. Just trying to get the win for them. That's what it's all about.
Feels like the last couple of games, Dragons have really stepped up and different from how they started the season. Do you think keeping up this momentum there's going to be a real strong basis for the next couple of seasons?
I think keep the same players in, you're only going to get stronger as a unit. Tell from the start of the season when we were a bit lacklustre, a bit slow, things are starting to pick up now. Everyone's sort of working for each other, and that's how you win games at the end of the day.
Fantastic game of hockey, real back and forth, good game for the fans to get into. How are your feelings at the end of that though?
I mean, we're always gutted, but we matched them for 50 minutes of the game. There was spells in that game where we could have done better. We started off slow, which was the total opposite of last season. The last game we played last week, and we know we can do better. But at the end of the day, coming into another team's rink like this, when they've got the support behind them, we've got to hold our heads high from that. Solid game from us, really. We just took penalties at the wrong time. It wasn't how many penalties we took, it was when we took them.
Yeah, a lot of power play goals.
Yeah.
Do you think they were the real turning point for the game?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I had a strong talk with the boys after the first period. I didn't think we had a terrible first period. We just didn't get put to the next enough, and we didn't have the structure that we should have had. We came out flying. We took it to them. Did exactly what we wanted to do. Started off the third period well, and the penalty started again. Just got bad timing really more than anything. My boys played hard. Proud of that.
So what do you take away from this going into the next couple of games?
Like I say, it's a tough rink to come and play at. We're one each now with D-side. Quite looking forward to getting them back in our rink. We're not in panic stations by any stretch of the imagination. We took two of the best teams, two of the very good teams in this league in the last 2 weeks to within 1 and 2 goals. And I'm proud of my lads for doing that. We've stepped up massively from last season, and every time we play, we give teams a game. That's what we're here to do. We're not sat there at the bottom of the league. We're in the pack. We're giving ourselves the opportunities. We just can't finish games off, but it'll come.
I don't think it was a classic game, but I think it was one where the emotions for the fans were up and down because we didn't know which way it was going to go. We were leading, they were leading, we were tying, and it could have gone anyway. Really, it was proper battling out there, and going into the third period, it was still so tight. And then right at the end, they had to gamble really to take off the goalie, put an extra attacker on, and it nearly worked for them. But we were lucky to get the goal right at the end to have the two goal cushion. So on Thursday night during training, I said to Lol, hopefully we'll have a good battle against these guys rather than just 3 or 4 goals in it, because that way it's not a given. We've got to actually work for it and battle out there, and that's what it was. But it wasn't a classic by any means. Performance-wise, it wasn't like the performance from last week, but win ugly tonight, I guess. Yeah.
A complete turnaround from the last game against Blackburn, the 8-1 loss. What have you learned from that game that you brought forward to this one?
Well, I was in Florida during that, but what can I say, right? They really work hard. They forecheck. There's 2 guys in on you. They give you no time and space on the puck. They've got some really good players. Scott's done a really good job with them, and it's hardly surprising that they're turning teams over. Of course, it could have turned us over tonight. So there's a good team spirit, morale in that changing room, and I'm sure when we play them next, it's just going to be a tight affair. They've come a long way since last season.
Well, they certainly came out firing in the start of the second period. It was like a different team had hit the ice. A few mistakes either side, first period, and then the second period was straight down to business.
Yeah, I think we saw in the first 2 periods we were fighting with the puck a little bit. It was bobbling. We were not showing too much composure. They were giving us a few problems really, where they were just firing it into the middle and trying to get a skater onto it. And a couple of times we get some lucky bounces, and he would hit our guy, then go to their guy's stick, and we were just fighting with ourselves a little bit. But we just kept our heads, kept them working hard. Everyone was quite positive tonight on the bench. Sometimes we can be guilty of being a bit frustrated, and that spills into the game. And but tonight I think everyone just kept on focused on their game.
Looking at other results around the league tonight, you had Widnes lose. You've beat Blackburn, so what kind of cushion does this give you in terms of a gap between those teams that are sort of closely following you, looking for that 3rd place spot at the moment?
Yeah, well, I think Widnes played solid all tonight, so most teams, if we're going to struggle to get anything from that team this year because they're so talented, so good. But yeah, hopefully I know Telford's going to be up there, Sheffield's going to be up there, and then possibly we're going to be fighting for roundabout there as well. I think there's us, there's Nottingham, there's Coventry, and there's Widnes, all fighting for that sort of 3rd, 4th spot, I guess. So I think for us it's imperative really that we win our home games and try and get something out on the road. you know, I think what we have noticed is Saturdays we seem to struggle with our game on a Saturday, so we are a Sunday team really. So when we play our home games, we sort of step it up a little bit. But if we're playing away on a Saturday for some reason, we struggle a little bit.
Is that because of Friday drinking?
I don't know really. Maybe the lads are going out and drinking on the Friday, and I don't know. But you know, it's obvious we play better on the Sunday rather than the Saturday for some reason.
You've got 4 games left now before Christmas. 3 of them are at home. How important is it to win those home games?
Well, you know, we want to try and make this place like a fortress really for any team coming here, make it difficult, give a good account of ourselves. And I think if we can go into the Christmas break with having you know, a few more points on the board, then that might be helpful. It's quite interesting really how the table is, because we're way ahead in playing games. So there's other teams that are close by, but they've got games in hand. So you know, we just have to be winning our home games to see if we can get something on the road.
See, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch up with you next week.